Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Pancake Talks here at the PancakeSwap kitchen. I'm Chef Fran, PancakeSwap's community manager, and your chef today, and your host today. Sorry, used to used to be called chef. I say it all the time. I hope, guys, you are enjoying this market we are seeing these days. Quite a it reminds me the old time they all really good crypto times, but I always said keep following your plan. Don't try to catch all the uptrends. Try to stay calm. Diamond hands. Oh, we are going with. I was to. I was about to say that do a little bit of mindfulness, and it's funny because our guest today is can explain us, can teach us a lot of how to be calm in these trenches we are all of day. Sorry, sorry for that super long introduction. I will keep me posted to the idea of today. As you know, we always use this space, this humble space, to invite founders, builders, co-founders, CMOs, everyone who is building has a space because they have a voice, and it's super insightful for us because in this market that we are always online, we are always building from our sides. Sometimes we forgot that there is a whole new and different points of view from different people. And what I love about crypto, it's like we all come from different backgrounds. I talk with lawyers, with entrepreneurs, with engineers, with people from art, with people from communication. I came from HR, which is like everyone has an space in this space has something to say. And being said that, I want to introduce my guest today. It's Tony Pham from Kava chain. I have a lot of questions about yourself, about Kava, because I mean, you are here for, I don't know, a lot of time, and you are really well known. And I'm super interested about this combination of the two words, like bringing the EVM guys to Cosmos. I want to know how you deal with that, how you deal with, from my understanding, like a lot of different stuff, but all building on crypto. So thanks, Tony, for being here today. I will pass the mic to you so you can present yourself better than I can.
Thanks so much for having me, Chef Fran, and hello, everyone. Like Fran just said, we're in an exciting time for the market, and it's important to just be smart and have a plan that's well thought through. With that, before we get into it, I just want to say hi. My name is Tony Pham. I am the CMO at Kava. I started back in 2018, so when Chef Rand was talking about earlier waves, absolutely remember that. My first introduction was in the stablecoin space, working at a company back then that was called Trust Token, now known as Archblock, one of the first USD backed stablecoins back when nobody understood what was the point. And so it's been fun to see how there's been this evolution. From there, I worked at Cadena, a enterprise blockchain created by the two men who created JP Morgan's first blockchain in-house. And I was there for several years before going to Superlayer, which is a venture studio in the space, working with lots of different founders. And now I am with Kava, and it's really exciting to be part of a team that has started out in DeFi, really built a reputation, strong traction, and now we're expanding into lots of other areas like DAI, which I'll talk about more during this conversation.
Wow. Thanks, Tony. Okay, 2018, truly OG. Older than me. I started like 1 year after, but it's like I've been here. I think you wake up and go to bed and things and think something's like I've been here forever or something like that. It's like no more than maybe 7 years passing, but it's like your whole life.
Yeah, it's both gone by so fast and it feels like so much has happened during that time. There's been multiple bear and bull cycles, different projects rising and falling. But I think the key for me is seeing how the community, the builders that I'm most excited about are the ones that have been committed the whole time. And it's whether it's tough or it's frothy, we're here to make sure that Web3 continues to grow and evolve.
Completely agree. At the end of the day, you can recall who is here for building just to checking their record and seeing if they were here like in those tough times. Okay, without doing before I asking the same question, I will tell you what I know about Kava, and you can tell me if I'm familiar with it or if I'm completely lost, and you will need to teach me a little bit. I What I know about you, it's like Kava tries to mix the best of the we can say two worlds, the interoperability and high speed from Cosmos with the compatibility, and we know like everything that brings from EVM. I'm kind of EVM maxi, so you will realize that. But all in one blockchain. I mean, with an architecture like CodeChain, like a module that translates from the two different worlds. I'm super lost about Kava. From people who are not familiar with, could you tell it in simple words? Because we know sometimes we talk with a lot of technicism. So for dummies, like you don't know me, I'm your mom and wants to know what my son is doing for work. What is Kava?
Thanks for that question. So, as an introduction, just think about Kava as a decentralized layer one blockchain. And then underneath that, we're talking about a technology that combines the speed and the scalability of the Cosmos SDK with the developer power of Ethereum. And that creates an ecosystem where builders can launch high performance DeFi and AI applications without needing to make any trade offs. That puts Kava in the position of having a unique role in Web3 because there's both the infrastructure layer that provides the secure, high throughput, low cost transactions, and then also being an innovation hub. So we can support projects and teams that are pushing the boundaries of what's possible, whether that's advanced DeFi protocols or AI driven applications. And you can see this with our more recent expansion into Kava AI, which is the first blockchain native open source AI that outperforms the traditional models when it comes to crypto specific tasks. And so we're giving developers and communities access to AI that's transparent, verifiable, decentralized, something we think is really important on chain. And so essentially, Kava is where performance meets that openness. And we're offering the infrastructure, the tools, the community support to allow the next wave of Web3 applications to grow, scale, and be successful.
Nice. If you had to bet, maybe if you had to say, why do you think Kava has choose this combination of architectures, like combining EVM with Cosmos? It's like combining the centralized security with the high speed of Cosmos, or do you think is there more behind that decision?
Yeah, exactly. It's the decentralized aspect, which is really important, and also wanting to have the security, the high throughput. And it's also coming from our own experience. We have our own developers and engineers in-house as well, working on architecture, infrastructure, and so their own hands-on experience of meeting certain frustrations when engineering in Web3. And so this is kind of very much emerging to address what they found themselves, and then hearing from others that are building on our technology. For example, Tether chose Kava when they wanted to bring USDT into the Cosmos ecosystem. So I think that's also another validation of our approach.
Yeah, you're like the hub that USDT choose for launching USDT as native in the blockchain, right?
Exactly. And so for us, that was, we really appreciated that vote of confidence, that trust in being able to bring such a utility to the Cosmos ecosystem, bringing that USDT stablecoin natively to that community.
Nice, nice. When you say that, for maybe for the listeners who don't understand, it's like Kava works like the gateway, like the liquidity bridge to bring this USDT to the
Yeah,
blockchain, right?
exactly. So it's a bridge essentially, and that's how it enables that functionality.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, okay. A little bit of leaks time. I We know, and you know now as the users, that there will be why we are here, because sometimes there is always a connection between the guests and PancakeSwap. There is a reason behind having you today here sitting with me, and there will be a poll. And I think it's not announcing. I know if it's not announcing, it's a leaks time. If it was announcing, I am I have my clock wrong. It's not a leaks time, so don't push me on socials. But what does having a poll on PancakeSwap mean for Kava? If it means something, you can tell me. No, it doesn't mean anything, and it will be a right answer also. But what do you think is the main goal here? Attracting users, boost liquidity, increase visibility, all the above. Having this conversation with me could be an answer.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely leaks time. We're here for it. Having a pool on PancakeSwap for Kava, we feel is a great strategic move that delivers on all those above goals, like new users, more liquidity, greater visibility. PancakeSwap is one of the largest and most active dexes in the world, with a massive user base on BNB chain. We've noticed, like everyone else. And so by launching a pool with you all, we're looking forward to expanding access to Kava. Millions of DeFi users on BNB chain can now trade easily and provide liquidity for Kava without needing to leave their native ecosystem. We're looking to boost liquidity and market depth. The deeper pool means tighter spreads, less slippage, and a better trading experience, key factors for both retail and institutions. And we hope to increase visibility across DeFi. Being present on a high-profile DEX like PancakeSwap puts Kava directly in front of one of the most engaged communities in crypto, which we hope opens the door to even more partnerships and integrations. So ultimately, this isn't just about liquidity, it's really about being a growth bridge. We're meeting new users where they already are, showing them what Kava can do, and making it easy to participate in the ecosystem from day one.
Really, 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 really good answer. I was thinking, like, when we were talking about that you act like a bridge, or like something that unites in different aspects. Like you're starting fighting against the, I don't know, the fragmentation of, I don't know, this, for example. Like we always talk about fragmentation, about liquidity, but actually you also attacked another point, which is fragmentation of brains. Like I don't know, I know some of my friends or some of the colleagues I've met here since I work in crypto, like they are all developers, but they don't even know a clue of the language that the others code. It's like, okay, I'm a Solidity developer, or I don't know, I'm a developer from Cosmos. I don't speak your language, you don't speak mine. It's like they speak different, complete languages. Like they don't even know, and you act like a bridge. You act like you unite those people so they can work together. And it's the same that in a certain way that we are what we are doing here today. It's like with this pool, with this integration, we're going to talk a little bit about the trading competition in a second. It's like, I don't know, we always talk about fragmented liquidity, but sometimes even in this space, we fragmented, I don't know, this experience too. So I'm happy to have you here, Tony, to talk a little bit about how we can unite these spaces.
Yeah, thank you. I agree with you. Like, let's get away from this Tower of Babel. One of the most amazing things about Web3 is that we are worldwide. So, how do we make it easier to collaborate with each other? And like we discussed earlier, Cosmos provides high performance, finality, scalability. EVM compatibility means Ethereum developers can deploy their smart contracts on Kava instantly without needing to rewrite the code or learning the new tool set. And so by working together, we're able to get that performance and scalability, allow for the portability, do that cross ecosystem liquidity. Let's not be in silos, and also just have greater flexibility for innovation, which is going to be critical to the mass adoption that we all want.
Yeah, you touched a really, really, really tough term like the mass adoption thing. It's like there is a saying in Spanish, which is my native languages, that translated to English would be something like, if we don't unite here from the inside, people from the outside will destroy us, will eat us. And when you put things into perspective, we live and breathe crypto 24/7. But you go out like to the street and you ask everyone about crypto and they don't even know a clue. It's like for us, it's like there are millions of people building in Web3, and someday you realize like it's still a niche, it's still a small thing. And we sometimes still fight for which is the best layer one, which layer two will be the I don't know which L1 will be the Ethereum killer. Tons of L2s being deployed every day. Like it's like we don't we don't need those things. We need to start working more together and build from the ashes, like everyone at the same space. So yeah, thanks for those words.
Yeah, I agree with you. There's so much room to grow. There's room for everyone to win. I don't think we have to be, competing for this small slice of the pie. I think if we
Yeah.
learn that everybody has their expertise, everybody has their strength, then that just means there's more to go around. And you're right. The average person today still, they might not understand crypto, they might be intimidated by crypto. And I think the easy, lazy thing to do is say, like, oh, well, they're just behind the times. Like, they just, they don't get it. If we really want to cross that threshold into the mass adoption, it's important to have the empathy and to understand that, for everybody, certain things come easier, certain things are more hard. And so, how can we help to make this Web3 space that we all believe in, help people to understand that there's value for them too, and that it doesn't have to be so complicated. And I believe that by creating more of these on ramps, which we're hoping to do as an example of the competition with you all, that it makes it more welcoming and inviting and friendlier for people to come in. And I also think that what you're seeing in different jurisdictions like the US, like regulations are becoming more friendlier. And so hopefully people feel like there's more stability protections as well. And I know Kava being a US, our leadership is based in the US. We're excited about being able to see where these frameworks like the Genius Act, the Clarity Act, are going to be beneficial to traders, to builders, to institutions, to everybody.
Nice, 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 nice. Thanks for that really complete answer. Okay, you mentioned about the trading comp. For the ones who haven't heard about it, we recently launched together a trading competition with for sure with PancakeSwap as part of the Binance Alpha. What do you see are the goals behind this campaign and how it fits into a strategy? I think you already mentioned some of the things. So if you want to recap a little bit about how it feels.
Sure. For us, the trading competition is a way to put Kava directly in front of the most active DeFi communities around the globe, partnering with PancakeSwap, with the Binance Alpha program, gives us a high visibility platform to introduce Kava to new users while rewarding our existing community. So this campaign has a few clear goals. One, attracting new users who may not have interacted with Kava before and give them reason to explore our ecosystem. Two, boosting liquidity and market depth, so trading Kava is smoother with tighter spreads and less slippage. And three, strengthen the ties with BNB chain and Binance ecosystems, PancakeSwap, which opens the door for future integrations and collaborations. We see this as just the beginning and look forward to much more.
Perfect, perfect. As soon as I expected. And okay, let's jump in this new waters. We are seeing AI everywhere and to everything. I don't know. My oven is going to receive AI soon. I don't know. It's like it's everywhere, and I don't know. It's like God right now. Omnipresent. Everything it's been built with AI. So I was super interested when I saw that Kava is integrating and in a I can I don't know if I should say unique. Maybe you can say it and I just mention it, but it's in a interesting way. Let's put it interesting. So, how do you feel about it? First, if you can explain a little bit, how does integration work with AI? Blockchain AI, like super new and fresh concepts right now, and what we can expect if you can, I don't know, just open the door a little bit for us.
I think you're right. I think it's fair to describe Kava AI as being unique in the way that it's integrating AI with blockchain native execution. And so Kava AI is blockchain native, open source, purpose built for Web3. Unlike traditional AI tools that run entirely off chain and operate in closed systems, Kava AI is designed to execute directly within the blockchain environment, making it transparent, verifiable, and accessible to anyone. And so that's the introduction.
Okay. Following a little bit with AI, do you think, or maybe what are the potential do you see to this new technology, not only in benefit for Kava, but for the whole blockchain system? This is more like a personal question from me to you. How do you see this AI evolving? Because I want to know your opinion. It's like, how do you see AI will benefit us all as users and builders in the blockchain ecosystem in the near future? I don't know. Near future could be 3 days. This moves super fast. In the timeline that you maybe want to answer.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I think in general, for the Web3 ecosystem, the different values, benefits that AI can add are being able to run tasks on chain in verifiable environments, so outputs can be audited and the process can be trusted without relying on any centralized provider. I think that having a specialization for blockchain data like smart contract analysis, DeFi strategy optimization, on-chain data insights would be helpful to many. I think it's important to keep things open source and community driven, something that we're not seeing in traditional AI, but it's core to Web3. And I think the making everything integration ready for the builders is going to be key, so that whether you're working on a dApp, a DAO, or DeFi protocol, it doesn't require a lot of extra work. So those are some of the things I'm looking forward to.
Nice. Really good answer. Okay, I don't want to keep you here like for a lot of time. I know you surely have another place to continue building. We are super in a rush every time, so I only have two questions more, and it's mostly about looking ahead and how do you see Kava evolving for the rest of the year and maybe later. So what major milestones can you expect from you guys in the rest of the year? If you have any, I don't know, super hype partnership, if you have I don't know, a product launch soon, anything you can tell us, I'm all ears.
Great. So looking forward to the rest of 2025, for us, it's all about that growth, that adoption. And so here are some key things that you can join us for in terms of priorities. One being the Kava AI, continuing to build there, more blockchain specific projects, expanded language support, increased developer tools to make dApps faster, cheaper, and more powerful, continuing to focus on our ecosystem growth to bring more liquidity, users, and use cases to the network, cross-chain liquidity bridges, stronger interoperability with IBC-enabled networks and additional EVM connections so that things can move seamlessly between ecosystems like we've talked about today. And of course, we want to take care of our community. So incentive programs, campaigns, targeted partnerships like with the PancakeSwap competition to make sure that more people continue to increase their awareness of Kava and reward long-term participation in the Kava ecosystem.
Nice. Thanks. I have only one more question for you before we wrap up. And it's like a combined question. First is for sure about Kava. And it's something like what would be your main argument for why Kava will remain relevant? I don't know, thinking about the next cycle, for example, 3 years or something. And then, and it's a question that you can or you can't answer, it's completely up to you. It's like, what's Tony opinion about I mean, it's not about the CMO. It's about the Tony builder, the Tony user, the Tony that lives crypto. What's your opinion about how we are going in terms of this mass adoption that we were talking about? In which point do you think we are? First, you can start talking about Kava and how do you see it in the next few years, and then you can talk about the whole crypto ecosystem. And I'm not talking about prices. I'm not talking about things that go up and down. We know how it works. It's a little bit deeper than that. How do you see the ecosystem, the maturity of the ecosystem, where we are at the moment, what you would like to see in the future? It's more like a personal and abstract question for you to wrap up with this talk.
Great. Yeah, I'll start with Kava, like you suggested. One of the things I want to remind people of is Kava has been around for a minute. I believe their mainnet launched in 2019, and today they have 2.5 billion in bridge asset transactions so far. That includes Tether, BitGo, Binance partnerships. There's seamless integration across networks such as Layer Zero. And the TVL has been over 170 million, and the market cap is around $500 million right now. And so you see that it's not just fly by night. There's real foundation there. And so how do you build upon that foundation? The argument for Kava is that AI today is centralized and opaque. Most models live behind closed APIs controlled by a few gatekeepers, and Kava AI has the potential to change that. It's open source, verifiable, purpose-built, and the models of the decentralized AI are already outperforming the big names when it comes to blockchain specific tasks like smart contracts, wallet balances, things like that, because it's designed natively. And just months since the launch of Kava AI, it already has over 100,000 people using it. And it's free from centralized control. And so I think people are really drawn to that. And ultimately, again, touching back into what we're seeing in terms of regulatory landscape emerging, there's going to be strong tailwinds for those companies that have a solid foundation. And so I'll then shift to the other part of your question, which is what does Tony, the crypto advocate, who's been contributing to this space since 2018, feel about looking ahead? And thanks for the permission to not talk about prices. I've been doing this long enough so that I know definitely not to stay away from that, because you never can predict. It's so tricky. And so for me, I think what we can look forward to and what will help our overall Web3 ecosystem is agent-to-agent economies. So we're talking about things like autonomous AI agents negotiating, trading, executing entirely on-chain. We can start to see a world where the portfolio is managed 24/7 by intelligent agents that spot opportunities, execute, settle payments in seconds, all without the person needing to do anything themselves. We can also look forward to self-optimizing protocols, DeFi systems that adjust in real time without human bottlenecks, protocols that monitor market shifts and user behavior continuously, adjusting the liquidity pools, the interest rates, sending automatic rewards to deliver the best outcomes for participants. And then also compliance-ready AI. So transparent AI agents that meet the trust and audit requirements of regulated markets, AI systems that regulators can verify on blockchain in real time, giving institutions the confidence to deploy AI and TradFi supply chain without needing to compromise on either transparency or security or performance. And so I think that all these things have this theme around AI, but then also around this the agentic piece of AI. And I think that's one of the things that really excites me, that I'm enthusiastic about seeing what's going to be ahead for all of us.
You choose the cyberpunk answer. Like, okay, I have to say that I'm super excited, but also super scared. And I'm saying this even from the place of a builder in this ecosystem. I cannot even imagine giving my assets to an AI to manage. It's like, but I know it's the future, but it's like it's super scary. But I will take the responsibility, that I have, that we all have in this ecosystem, to give a really good education and communication to the users for when that time comes. I mean, I'm not be the one building that system, but I will be the one maybe teaching that system, and that gives me the responsibility for the next wave of users to bring it to the basics, to convert different difficult topics to pieces of cake for the newcomers. So thanks for that answer. I wasn't expecting that answer. It was like the super one, like the 2050 or maybe early. I don't know. This is goes super fast. But again, we are wrapping up. I ran out of questions. I think it was a super insightful and also really fun talk with you today, Tony. I'm really glad to see everything that Kava is building, and I'm super grateful about this partnership. I hope it lasts super long. And I would like to have you here maybe in a few couple of months to see how this go. Sorry, my dog started to bark almost on time. Yeah, anything you would like to say before we wrap it up? It's been a super pleasure for me.
Oh, thank you so much. I've enjoyed this conversation as well. Appreciate your curiosity and honesty. Like we were saying, some people find crypto intimidating, some people find AI intimidating, some people find both intimidating. What I want to just offer as encouragement is, if you have shown that you can learn and educate others about Web3, you can do the same thing in AI for sure. I'm very confident about it. And it's going to take all of us together doing this. And, like we also were mentioning, if you feel a little bit overwhelmed, just take some breaths and ground. I find meditation helpful to remind me, like, it's okay. We're all in this together. And for everyone who was watching and listening, really appreciate your time. If you want to connect, where you can find us on the kava.io website. We're on Twitter. My Twitter is just my name, Tony Pham. And you can also find Kava on Telegram and Discord. So we look forward to keeping in contact, and I'm super excited about getting to launch this competition, this partnership with PancakeSwap. And yeah, absolutely, it'd be really fun to come back and continue talking with you later.
Yeah, I always forgot about meditation. I wanted to mention in our talk, and I forgot. So thanks for giving that 2 cents about what to do when we are all super overwhelmed. And I know for you, for me, for everyone in crypto, if you have been for so long, it's super easy to get overwhelmed in a second. So thanks again, Tony, for being here today. I hope you will come back super sooner than we think. And thanks for also telling where people can find you. Also, I will take this moment to see that you can visit the PancakeSwap community, our Telegram, our Twitter, our Discord. If you have more questions about this partnership, if you have questions about crypto related, like super general knowledge, or anything related to PancakeSwap and how to use it and how to swap your tokens, and how, or maybe if you just want to hang out a little bit, come to each one of the communities and keep talking with me, with the rest of the users, and yeah, let's build this ecosystem together. One, as I like to say, one swap at a time, one step at a time. And let's gather again in another Pancake Talks episode. Thanks a lot for being here, Tony, and see you really soon. Keep building, man.
Thanks, Chef Ron. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, man. Bye bye. Have a nice rest of the day.
You too. Bye.